In theory, Blitz, you and I should be all aboard the Navi train. Navi's got a Pango, they've got a Storm Spirits. We should love this draft, right?
Do you?
I have a feeling that neither one of us do. I don't.
I disagreed with Kyle when he's like, Storm crushes Ember all the time. I was like, no, I feel like it's the opposite. It doesn't feel great playing against him, and the power spikes are like so odd. But Gunnar might just be biased towards Ember. Oh, let's just see Magical. He's already out. He's already placed his ward. He's waiting for E to place his. He's going to hide in the tree line. He's going to place his in full vision. Wait, did they see him?
I'm not sure.
Might have just been outside the range.
Might have been. No, I'm pretty sure he was seen.
I think so too.
I think so. This is something that we'll definitely be keeping our eye on, is the vision game for this matchup. Going into game 2, Old 11 charges up into the high ground there, feeling like between a Winter Wyvern and Jakiro, maybe they could take a fight, but he takes so much initial damage that it's not a clear win for them. We'll see whether or not they're able to still contest that bounty rune, or if Slardar is too low even after a good 20 seconds of region. It looks like it. They're just going to play on their own side, which does mean that we're going to switch our lanes up, apparently. The PA is going to head down here. Crystallize is going to challenge for the opposing bounty rune. Does manage to grab it. Navi, they've gotten all 4. That is all 4 bounty runes for Navi.
Let me just say that Keen, in terms of like bounty runes, like as good as they are at warding, they really need that money because they do not get any of the bounty runes. It's like we saw the game against, was it the Pango?
Yeah.
Where all 3 games they were just getting bodied in bounty runes. I don't know why. Like they just don't seem to care about them at all. That's free gold.
This time around, it's because they wanted to be able to switch up the lanes. They bring Old Chicken down here and send Slardar up to top lane. We were talking about this matchup earlier. Slardar bodies the Spectre and bodies the Pango.
Does it?
It does. You have a clear advantage. Pango hates Slardar so much in this one-on-one. Because what do? You're a low stat hero. He just runs up and bashes you. You take so much, you can't really fight him back.
I see. Give him the old bash of the deeps.
Meanwhile, an aggro tri lane with what I would say is 2 pretty good supports. I guess there's good supports on both sides. Both the Jakiro, Wyvern, that's a great harassment duo, but then there's Disruptor, Shaman.
Do you love Disruptor as a...
In a tri lane? No.
I don't think so either. I think he works much better solo zoning out.
Yeah.
With the way that his skill set works.
I think that it's definitely to the advantage of Keen, for sure.
Same with Shaman. I guess actually Shaman's not terrible here because there's nothing that can cancel his... You're not going to get Ice Path level 2 in an aggro tri lane, right?
Yeah.
It's probably not what's going to happen. You're going to go dual breath into Liquid Fire so that you can out-sustain.
I think it's like Disruptor and Shaman, like they're both okay, but they don't compare quite to Jakiro and Wyvern. Then on top of that, they have the superior core when it comes to harassing as well. PA always being able to dagger and jump at any time.
Magical's destroying this lane, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is. He decided to go for the quick bottle too.
Slowing him down, now jumping onto Misha. The dagger's going to come out. Old Chicken is taking a lot of damage, but they are going to be able to get that first blood on the support. Old Chicken knows he's dead, but he's going to try and get a kill on a Chu here. They're both taking up the double flyer, and it does look like Chu is just going to hold in Dark as best as possible. He does go down, trading his life, but Crystallize now has a double kill. Not going to go for the Wyvern, though. Good discipline by Crystallize, recognizing that these short death timers means the PA was not too far away. So, despite all the harassment advantage that Keen Gaming had in the end, that engagement did go the way of Navi.
Yeah. It was still first blood. Just, it's unfortunate for Keen that the Spectre actually gets the last hit.
Oh, yeah! Dodge a little bit far, but he can't get it. Magical with the haste rune quickly gets the aggro of the tower off of him. Does manage to retreat Old Chicken. He has to do the same here. After trying to engage with Navi, tries to go for the Satyr, grabs it.
Got the solo kill and then gave my mans the tip.
And that just means, isn't there, am I wrong, isn't there a period of time where the Ember at like level 5 can do a lot against Storm?
Yeah, he just had to be more patient.
Yeah.
And I don't think he anticipated Magical getting the level of pull either.
Right.
Like this 2-1-1 build.
You've been telling me this. This is the change up in Storm Spirits ever since they buffed up his Vortex. Can you explain what it is? Why are people getting this spell now.
Well, now it's like actually like you have range. So in the laning phase, it doesn't feel that bad. And before, what would end up happening is like you would pop your pull, and then you can walk forward after. But now you can do stuff like that, which is exactly what you saw. Like before, it was suicide. It was essentially just suicide.
Right.
It didn't really do anything. If anything, I felt like it was a net negative in the laning phase.
So now, like, this Ember Spirit can't reliably just sleight of fist dodge all these remnants, because sometimes he's going to get pulled into it. Magical's going to pull him back again. Here, the battle for the rune. Not going to be there. It's actually bottom with the double damage. An Ice Path comes out. Chu stuck here. He's going to try and retreat, but he's slowed down too much.
Plus, if you think about it, getting a level of pull early on in terms of like pure DPS is probably more efficient. It's Old Chicken likely to go down.
He's going to tick out here. Another Splinter Blast is going to bring Crystallize low. He's going to try and retreat to the trees instead of running back to the tower. Hides it out a little bit, waits for his other supports to come in and force Dark as well as Kaka back. Dark is actually low enough that he gets another Thunder Strike. He may die here, but Misha being body blocked up so hard. Now Misha's maybe overextended himself, and sure enough, the Ice Path is going to lock him down. Old Chicken will be able to help get this kill and make sure that Dark doesn't take too much damage.
Yeah, and Dark opted to go for the 1-1-1 build, which I think it kind of sucks because you don't deal as much damage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just needed a way to break shackles. They got way too much after that.
5-minute bounties are up here. Chu turns around, goes for Dark, but Dark instantly pops the stick. He completely baited out Chu, and now Kaka lands that Splinter Blast, gets on top of him.
This is such an aggressive lane. Yeah, as I was saying about mid though, like getting a level of pull means that you have another way to get overload off, right?
Yeah.
So I think in terms of pure DPS, it feels really nice.
Here's that level 5 marker. But the Storm Spirit, because of the kills he's been able to get in lane, is so close to level 6, and now the lane changes once again.
They're going to kill him, I think.
Are they going to jump onto him? They have the kinetic field, a little bit of extra Thunder Strike damage, and Magical can still zip around a little bit. One more jump into the river with the Fairy Fire. He does get hit by an Ice Path in just a couple of shots.
Oh, he's good.
Oh, look at that. They don't have the range to be able to catch him, so he's going to start running down river. Had the healing salve. Was that given to him? I think it was by the support. The Splinter Blast not going to land. Magical definitely steps aside here, and now Kaka's going to be caught inside the kinetic field. Magical not feeling like he can commit, though. Misha, he's going to be the one caught instead. Looked like Misha thought they were going to really all in for that kill, but Magical said, I
think
that Ember Spirit's coming back.
Yeah, if you die to the Ember in that position, you throw away such a huge chunk of your lead.
Yeah. Look at this. Blizzy knows he can't take the one-on-one against the Slardar, so he's been cutting the creep wave this entire time. But look at the difference in levels. Blizzy still not level 6, and Slardar going to show him what's up. Has the level 7. Mid lane going to get ganked here. They're not going to let this Ember Spirit get his level 6, it seems. Remnant not going to be there.
That is so well done so far from Navi. I mean, even though their top lane is getting a little bit rough, this bot lane, I'd say, is trading out even enough, and their Storm is dominating in this mid lane. They've done a good job to gank for him, too. Plus the solo kill. That was unexpected, considering Yi has had such a good time lately.
Splinter Blast jumping onto Crystallize right as he used his dagger, too. But it seems like, I'm very surprised they didn't commit more for this one. Finally, they do catch him with the Ice Path. If he hadn't used the dagger, then he could have escaped. Finally, he does get the dagger back up. Oh no, they've overcommitted now. Magical's gonna be able to get in there. Immediately goes for the supports first. Now the lockdown. Here comes the Slardar, though. Magical's out of mana. He's gonna be big hit from the Slardar to finish him off. The crush. Oh, Crystallize. Barely gets away there, Chu. Kinetic field trying to protect Chu as best as possible, but with the extra damage, the corrosive haze, it's inevitable. That old 11, what a great rotation by him, by the way, completely turning that. That could have been the Storm Spirit picking up a couple of kills. Instead, the Storm dies. They get the Shaman as well.
That would have been super free for Storm in that position.
Yeah.
It's like level 1 Ice Path is the main disable that you have to worry about. The Spectre, though, it was so close. I thought the Ice Path gave vision over him for a second, and I thought the dagger was going to come in, PA was going to hit the last hit.
Misha, he knows those aggressive wards. He's gotten a little bit of a pattern now, but what he didn't anticipate was that Keen Gaming still had 4 around that ward.
Man, this Pango has really been slowed down by the way, Cap.
Yeah.
Like this especially in a one-on-one matchup, I can't imagine these are the timings that you want to hit. No. You just got your level 6. You don't really have even arcane boots.
I mean, you're supposed to be looking at, if you're rushing Javelin, you're supposed to be looking at 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah. So he should have the equivalent gold right now?
He should have it by now, yeah.
Why do you think you decided to go for bottle just to be able to match regen versus the Slardar?
Yeah, I think at that point in time, like, you need some little edge to give it to yourself. And if you're cutting the creep wave as well, maybe you're in a position to be able to snag bounties or...
I actually never played Pango, so it's good to know this. Mid lane.
You've never played it?
I think I played it once, but it's just like, I don't play off lane. Like, I know how the hero works. I played against it, like, you know, that mid phase where everybody...
Yeah, everybody was playing in mid.
I feel like that's good enough.
Blizzy, he can go up to the high ground here. He may be forced to try and get off his ult. Well, he got the silence, so he's actually going to be fine.
You made it sound like he was going to be close.
It's always dangerous playing against an Ember. Just because he can follow you through the swashbuckle and then chain you right as you try and get off your ult. And if Dark lands a disable here, Blizzy may be in some serious trouble. Instead, it's just the Corrosive Haze.
I'm surprised they just try to go for that right there.
Yeah.
What do you think the actual odds are of them getting a kill on Blizzy in that situation?
Pretty low. It would have to be like some sort of opening ice path into Yi, getting a chains. And even then, they would have to die pretty heavily for that tower. Bounty runes again, Keen Gaming. Going to be able to grab a couple of them here and maybe caught forward Magical. Trying to stay ahead of this Slardar. He's actually very low on mana. He's got one more jump, and now they're actually going to be able to grab the Slardar into the chain stun from the Rolling Thunder, trying to keep Old 11 controlled up, but one hit is all it took to be able to finish off that Magical kill. He managed to get that. Now with the double damage on the Ember Spirit, he's trying to go for the kill onto Crystallize, and Blizzy can't stop it. He's already used his Rolling Thunder. He can't really help with the Swashbuckle too much. They're going to lose their carry and their mid here and their captain too. Yi running over Navi now. The faster lineup continues to stay up in kills.
Yeah, I mean, I love Storm as a hero, and I will always, you know, have a special place in my heart for him, but...
Yi having 3 deaths by the 6-minute mark. That's only happened once in his career. That's pretty incredible stat there. As you can see how Magical is trying to turn the game against him, but several times he's being caught by the rotations of Old 11. This time he will not, though. Chu is going to be the trade-off instead. Support for support, but a heavy rotation from King Gaming.
And they're at least going to hold the line here for now. Not going to pick up any additional kills on this Ember. That would have been disastrous if they get more on the Storm. Opting to go for more levels of the chain, we often see the 0-4-4, right? Just like more levels of the Sleight of Fist, but I think in this game especially, it's much more important for him to get the levels of chain so that he can pressure with the Slardar, so you can create space for this PA. Like, ideally in this situation, you want your PA to just be able to farm. It just takes her one good fight to be able to kill the Spectre.
Get the chains? No, he doesn't actually get in. The Rolling Thunder goes off. That could be dangerous, especially with the Static Storm. Now the follow-up hit. A Winner's Curse, though. Can he get away? It actually ended up going out so quickly. The glimpse. Was that a Winner's Curse on a creep?
I think so.
It stopped so quickly.
Yeah, it just ended. That would have been the save, too.
Yeah. There was still a glimpse. Old 11's going to truck on in here. The kinetic field snags him, but Old Chicken can jump over that electricity fence. Will be able to get one support, and Blizzy's dead as well. They get the crush, and the bash followed up. Blizzy didn't even need that much, and they just keep on rolling here. They know Chu, he can't get away so easily, but he can turn around and surf towards Old Chicken. Trying to get up to that high ground. They're going to pull back Old 11. What a big hit from Blizzy as well. He managed to get the disarm on the PA. What a beautiful swashbuckle, and a jump away. That's not going to work. Crystallize, he'll collect the bounty on this kill, surely, or it'll be Blizzy who gets it with the swashbuckle again.
Very value buyback there. Got 500 gold for that too. Their Storm didn't die. They do indeed.
I mean, he had some incredible javelin procs in that. He did so much damage with that one swashbuckle hitting both the PA and the Ember.
The silence right there really helped him a lot too.
Yeah. And Old 11, he was trying to rush straight to a Blink Dagger, and he's at the same amount of gold he was 2 minutes ago.
Man, I love these teams. Like, these two teams playing against each other in particular.
Yeah.
Like, it just creates a fun series for whatever reason. I think it's because Keen's willingness to fight mixed with Navi's willingness to fight when they do have these types of lineups.
Yeah.
And they just go head to head. We're going to take these battles. we're not afraid to use our buybacks to turn the tides. Especially Blizzy, by the way.
Yeah.
Blizzy and like Iceberg and Moon are, for me, like the 3 most aggressive buyback players.
Yeah.
At this tournament, at least, anyways.
And it's something we kind of have been learning, that buybacks, these early buybacks, just use them.
Yeah, just use them. I mean, for 500 gold, or like 400 to 500 gold, you're essentially like potentially killing a core hero, turning the momentum of a fight. You might be able to save somebody. Like, they were able to get a lot of value out of that buyback.
I've
Even
seen
just
so
killing
many
the PA.
buybacks worth it just for the gold that they get off of kills, not to mention the experience, the potential curbing of lost heroes on your side as well. There's so many upsides to it. A regeneration for Magical. That'll be in his bottle.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But it is incredible. I mean, the panel said, you know, this is going to be a slower lineup for Navi. They said they wanted a faster hero for mid. Instead, they got a Storm Spirit, Spectre Storm. That's a late game lineup for sure. And yet, we're sitting at 13 to 17, 15 minutes in. Navi has not been shy whatsoever of taking engagements against Keen.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks about playing Storm versus Ember is like you pretty much have to go Yule's first item.
Yeah.
And that does not feel good on Storm. Because if you guys think about it, like, it doesn't give you huge mana regen. Like, it doesn't give you any damage. The sustain or HP, like, not great stats either.
Right.
It's sort of just, you're only using it as a defensive item, which means it's really hard for you to kill cores. It's great at dealing with supports, and obviously, like, being able to reset the fight, but...
Oh, we got up the Serpent Wards. The Winter's Curse is going to be laid out. Blizzy's going to kill his ally, but the roll on through from Magical. That's going to be 2 dead. And now the pullback as well for the Glimpse is going to be on Kaka. Crystallize really wants this kill because he's closing in on Radiance too, and Blizzy will let him have it. A 1-for-3 exchange, and that is all because the incredibly fast reactions from Chu. This man is a Shadow Shaman player through and through.
Yeah, that was also a sick static Storm.
Yeah.
Both the supports really performing in that team fight. And just losing 2 cores like that, especially when you know you haven't really pressured the Spectre that much, that's the scariest part. Like, post-laning phase, you know, they haven't been able to invade jungle like they normally do. They have finished the Blink Dagger on the Slardar now. That has to be the timing to just go. Take some fights, get active around the map. Sure, your PA can farm, but like, your Ember wants to be the one going on people, not getting gone on. Disruptor's almost always going to be more powerful when he's jumping on players or being able to follow up. Whereas like, if you have to backpedal, use Glimpse defensively, use your kinetic field defensively, the hero doesn't really provide any value. So you want to get up in their faces, you have your Blink Dagger, make a move. That is exactly what they do because Keena's a smart team.
Gotta grab this double damage.
They're not fools, Austin, they know.
Work their way into mid.
And this is what I love too, is like the PA pretends to connect.
Dire are scanning.
And they want to grab an objective with this fight, so they're posturing around this mid area. Like, I don't think getting just 2 kills really matters too much if you're not going to get a tower out of this.
They're going to sneak their way between the Tier 1 and Tier 2. They still have not been spotted until that defensive ward. Now they know. Now they know about this, and they may try and actually fight since it's on top of the shrine. Keen Gaming are going to retreat.
Radiant's middle tower.
They did a good job hiding there all the way through, but there was a ward, one of that river ward just above Crystallize, spotted Keen Gaming.
Radiant's middle tower.
But as a result of that rotation, they did take the mid-tier 1.
I think that's a greater objective, as I'll always say in my cast.
In that situation, like if Navi knew that Keen Gaming was looking for a fight and such, you say the greater objective is that mid-tier 1 tower.
Yeah. Like, just going into the jungle, invading, getting a kill on the Spectre, having him respawn in 30 seconds and able to defend his mid tower, like, what does that really do for you in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, now you have this big advantage because you have their mid tower. You have a mid tower and they don't. You can protect the ancient camps a lot easier.
The roll out, Old Chicken could have dodged for a second, but eventually he will be revealed again, and Chu get the lockdown. He's not wasting any time, by the way. Throw down those Serpent Wards. A good thing, too, because Old Chicken, he did not die so easily. Magical's completely out of mana, though. He's going to hide in the trees here. He knows if he's spotted, he's dead, and now he is. But Dark has already taken so much damage. He's going to be saved by the Cold Embrace. Magical, they're trying to slow him down. The Winter's Curse, but the roll on in from Blizzy. Bam! Lands onto the Winter Wyvern. Going for the Ember Spirit as well. Trying to get a swashbuckle hit. Hoping for a silence, but he missed entirely. The Ember Spirit gets back. And the Navi chance began as they managed to get a glimpse. Disarm, no silence, but he's out of mana too. The kinetic field, static storm. That's going to be a 4th kill for Navi. and a tower.
And you see that big grin on Misha's face.
Dire's
I mean, the combination of Chu plus anyone really has been so deadly.
It's incredible how Navi chose like not to defend their mid tower, but then they strike just a minute later and win this massive team fight. Again, with this kind of lineup, they just keep on using magical. His Storm Spirit is being super aggressive.
Yeah, this is like more of a mid-game thing where he's just like, screw it, I'm just going to go in at all times.
Yeah.
Like you see his item build too. He didn't even opt to finish his Yule Scepter, which I think is the right idea in a lot of ways.
I was going to ask you about that because you got Slardar and
like
and
you want
Ice Path.
BKB more than you want a Yule's. Because if you go Yule's, oftentimes the problem on Storm is you need to get both.
Yeah. So what he's kind of reading is like, I'm kind of countered in this situation.
Yes,
I'm
there's
going to
just too
build
many.
into stats, and I'm just going to fight. I'm going to win my team fights instead of trying to build for late game, right?
Yeah, it's actually sick. Because if you think about it, Ember can't really burst down some like 1600 HP, 10 armor Storm, right?
Yeah.
That's not easy for him to be able to do.
Keen. They can do Roshan so quickly with this corrosive haze, but first they need control of the pit. They need to be able to get a kill, but to jump in, Ice Path actually locked down the Storm Spirit, but Rolling Thunder on through, it hits all four, then he's bowling through Keen Gaming. He drops them all low. The PA is going to be able to finish him off with the Javelin proc as well. A straight up auto attack is all he needed. The Hex out, Ice Path stopping Chu from being able to get the extra disable. Yi will be able to get back now, but the two supports, Dark as well as Kaka, trying to get back to their tier 1. Navi pumping the brakes a little bit, or maybe they're not. Chu says we're going to go for more, but the Ember Spirit already had that remnant out. Over on the side, it looks like Storm was able to hunt down the Slardar upriver, while the rest of Navi pushed through mid. They've got the Serpent Wards already laid out to hit that mid-tier 1 tower, and I'm not sure where this Jakiro thinks he's going. He grabs the regen, yes, but gives Blizzy a big kill.
And this is going to be what looks like 4 bounty runes going their way, plus the mid tower, on top of all the core kills that they just got. Blizzy's just a god.
And it just doesn't stop one of these supports. They're coming out here and immediately getting grabbed by Chu. Oh, but maybe that's because it's all setting up for Yi to be able to jump into this back line, but there's too many heroes. He doesn't have any backup. Too many have died. Blizzy
The
gets the silence, and now he's going to get the back. Oh, no! Keen Gaming, what's going on?
Keen is just absolutely crumbling in this game. They had a pretty good lead. They had the lead in objectives, and now they've just had kill after kill after kill. They jump all in on the Disruptor, and they line up perfectly, like pins in an alley. Blizzy just knocks him down one after another. He must have gone like 3 different hits on everybody with his Rolling Thunder. That was big for them. Now you have quite a dominant net worth lead. Your Spectre is so online. Your Storm, he's proved that he can't get bursted, even when he gets chained at this point.
Yeah.
Plus the Slardar's item progression is just completely fallen off a cliff.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about it when he chose to go for Blink first. Yes, it's great for being able to, force these fights and such, but if you don't have that Midas, Slardar's not a great farming hero. He kind of needs something like the Midas to be able to keep him going, and he's going back for it now, but a 20, 25-minute Midas is not going to do any wonders for you, and this is a Keen Gaming team that they have an aggressive lineup, but these heroes do not play well from behind.
The way that works is, like the Slardar, you have such a big lead.
Long jump forward. He's going to spot old chicken eventually here. That invisibility will wear out. Another big kill.
I mean, Magical's playing out of his mind right now.
Insane.
There's so many different counters for him. It's not an easy game, and yet he's just rolling.
Glimpse back. Where's the TPs? No disablers TP'd, so old 11 will be able to get out.
You like Blizzy's build? I mean, this is the most standard ping build ever, right?
Yeah,
There's
straight
nothing
up Guardian
to
Greaves.
with 1 Javelin.
Yep. Now he's got the crucial level 15, so he can get the extra damage now from his shield crash during the Rolling Thunder.
I know
Unfortunately,
you used to
Navi-
like the duration.
I think it depends on the situation, but nowadays it's been more about the damage.
I see.
Low shield crash cooldown. Unfortunately for Navi, they do not have great ways of taking Roshan, but if they can get enough control of the map and do it, I mean, I feel like just one Aegis and the game's pretty much over. It's so hard for Keen to come back.
Aegis on Storm is pretty game-winning at this point.
Yeah.
They have some ways to do it. Like, Spectre and Storm, their attack damage isn't terrible, but more importantly, you have Shaman Wards. And Shaman Wards will help you quite a bit with that. But to be able to do it easily, and without Keen having like some sort of comeback into the game, you probably have to get, you probably have to win a team fight.
Yep.
For Keen, like you notice that, by the way, that he's decided to go for the Yules himself. It's like a flip side. He's like, wow, I'm so far behind. I need some sort of defensive item. But he's also got a BKB queued up, which is like, it never feels good having to go for both. Which
Double
is what I just talked
items.
about.
Yeah.
Which is why Magical, I think, said, like, I'm not going to do that.
Keen Gaming, in order to get back into this game, they do need to take team fights, right? Because otherwise, there's going to be pickoffs like this that almost happened. Fortunately, Old 11 was able to hide. The Spectre ult being used there. This could be a great opportunity for Keen to try and take a fight and wrestle control of this game back away from Navi, because Navi, with a late game lineup like this, they've got Storm and Spectre, a 5,000 gold lead by 25 minutes. They are ahead of schedule right now. Navi, you got to play it safe here for the bounty runes. Just going to control one side of the map.
Come on, Keen, get some, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, that made it pretty close. That's not bad. Okay, never mind. It just updated.
They just gave it out 3 out of 1.
Okay, all right, never mind. They're behind by like 1,000 in bounties again.
The long range Hex, so tough for this Ember Spirit to be able to contend with. There is going to be the Winter's Curse trying to buy Yi a little bit of time. He's being run around by this Rolling Thunder, has to jump back defensively. Disruptor's already been picked off. They're going to be able to get this Jakiro next. Slardar as well dead, and looks like Kaka's down. So this is just going to be cleanup for Navi. They're going to be able to get the dagger in. Oh, an immediate buyback. They really want to take this fight. There is this positioning of the PA on the side. But how can they really take it without any disables? Slardar's going to roll in now, but...
I think this was a little bit of a tilt buyback.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I don't know what that provides for you.
Maybe it prevents Navi from doing Roche?
I don't think they were going to go for it anyways.
Yeah. With an Ember Spirit still alive?
I think they're just out of damage right now at this phase of the game. This Ember hits like kittens. The Slardar has had 0 item progression. The PA, aside from the BKB, needs at least like 1 more DPS item before he's really scary.
Yeah.
So even when they get locked down, there's no real follow-up to do anything with it.
It's pretty rare to see this item build to go straight into the MKB, but you're facing up against PA and you're super far ahead.
I mean, why not?
Manta soon for Crystallize. Meanwhile, Old 11's going to try and build into a BKB off the hand of Midas he has. Oh, Blink now. Blink Aether Lens. This Ember Spirit. Talk about a rough game.
I mean, it's all started from the laning phase. I don't think he's used to losing his mid lane that bad.
No. I mean, again, this is the most deaths he had in his laning phase. He didn't get the normal, at least 1 kill by 6 minutes.
I think this was like, the stat was like, this is the worst that he's done in professional Dota in terms of death.
Yeah. What a stark difference. I guess it's just all about the mid lane.
That's kind of, it's true, but at the same time, they're taking the fight sick. Like Blizzy's Rolling Thunder in that one engagement was, oh, that was a thing of beauty.
Mech for the Winter Wyvern.
You're about to get Orchid 2 on Storm. This is going to be a very good way for them to be able to jump on the backline, get on top of the Winter Wyvern, and just immediately get rid of one of the better ways to deal with Navi's lineup.
Look at that, man. The Storm Spirit has been everywhere. 12, 2, and 11. He has just lit up the heat map.
Over here now.
And Keen, I mean, you got to keep taking fights, right? I feel like the longer this game goes, Navi, you're just going to keep getting like, oh, now we've got this big item. You're just talking about he's almost got the Orchid on Magical. Like, they do get the pick off on the Disruptor. the same time, Navi was the ones looking for this engagement. They're going to pop the Spectre ult here, try and jump in. Kaka's going to be first. They want to take away the Winter's Curse, and they do so successfully. Blizzy rolling around. Dark doing a really good job dodging all of that magic. He's actually committed all of his mana for this one, but they're going to try and save out Old Chicken here, who's committed his BKB, but he's taking so much damage from Blizzy with his MKB, double damage. Old 11 trying to sprint away, pulled back in by the Storm Spirit. 4 dead on the side of Keen Gaming, and Navi just casually rolling up with 3 cores, having the time of their lives. Misha's laughing at this game because he knows it's already over, man.
Yeah, they are. I don't think it's like 99%, but I mean, we're splitting hairs at this point. They just can't win fights. And that's really all that matters in Dota. Can you win a team fight? How long will it take until you can win a team fight? Like, what set of conditions need to be met for you to be able to think that Navi is going to lose a team fight to Keen?
Well, Winter's Curse does a lot of damage, but not enough to be able to get the kill, and instead Kaka is going to be grabbed. That's going to be a 23 Bloodstone charge, maybe not actually. Beautiful set of chains. Locks down Magical. They get a lot of damage on him as well. Another Ice Pass snags him up. Tier 3 is going to fall. Navi are all very low though, so they have to back up. They have so much mobility that Keen Gaming cannot stretch their hand out of the base and catch him.
And they're moving forward again. They're holding the shrine area. They want Keen to just poke their heads out. I can't.
You know, they saw the PA. They saw him dagger a creep down there, so they start moving over.
They did such a good job of not getting punished for this lineup.
Yeah.
And a lot of that just comes down to the fact that Magical has been so aggressive with this Storm. Even though he ran once or twice into the old 11 Slaughter and just straight up got popped, he created so much time for Crystallize to come back from that laning phase.
All right, we've got a Deso. That is a big item for Keen Gaming. Maybe that'll change the nature of these team fights, because it seems like the PA struggled to be able to go on any of these cores, but the roll in, Blizzy's already set this up. They had the vision, and now even on top of the shrine, it doesn't seem to matter as Navi have locked down Kaka. They're actually not getting a ton of damage on the cores just yet, but that's because the BKBs have already been popped to support for support with the buyback coming in for the Winter Wyvern already. The Pango's been locked down. Winter's Curse on the Storm Shirt as well with the amplified damage on him, and an Ice Path as well. That is beautifully set up by Keen Gaming. Another crush from Old 11. Blizzy gets a lot of damage after the swashbuckle. Crystallize is trying to capitalize on that as best as possible. Old Chicken, wham! 1,200 damage on that Disruptor. That is the extra Midas Armor doing some work for you. The crush comes in, and they can just turn onto this Spectre, Crystallize, or maybe he can actually battle out with the Radiance damage over time. Old Chicken's trying to get away, and he does manage to get out, killing the Spectre and getting away.
And taking that fight just in front of the shrine like that, not the easiest thing to do. You saw how low everybody got. If you don't take the fight onto the shrine right there, you're most likely fine. And now you might just give up an Aegis.
I mean, they made the most of the shrine's regen and being right on top of a TP point.
Yes.
The Winter Wyvern's like, all right, you killed me at the start of the fight. Congrats.
Bye-bye.
I'm just going to instantly come in, and it's going to be 6 versus 5. On top of that, those were fresh BKBs. That was a fresh Desolator. I mean, that could not have gone better for Keen Gaming, and now they're going to be able to get a Roshan as a result. Navi, this game was looking like it was locked in, but that one team fight may have just shifted things.
Oh no, because now you're going to get a Basher on this PA, and suddenly she's really scary to play against as the Storm. You get crit twice. Oh man, Navi, don't do it like this.
What was drifting up, it looked like it was going to hit the 10K marker, but that fight, now only a 2,000 net worth lead for Navi. They're still up. They still have a Spectre and a Storm Spirit.
And the scary part, too, is that Yee's about to get a damage item, like the first of his game.
Yeah.
Because right now, nobody's really afraid of him, is the problem. Like, none of the supports
couldn't even kill the creep wave.
Yeah. That's just kind of his life.
Yeah. Hey, Basher for Basher. Crystallize has got one, too.
I mean, try to lock down both of the spirits.
Radiant's top tower.
PA's now starting to get really massive. Has the Basher flying out, has the Deso for more damage, plus the amp. I guess that's the way that you could potentially win it off.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Macro Pyra out, just trying to stop these Spectres split pushing with these Manta Radiance Illusions.
I mean, realistically, I thought this game was over like 90-10.
Yeah, agreed.
I wasn't willing to say 99, but I was like 90-10, sure. Maybe even, yeah, like 90-10 sounds about right.
If they can get BKB on the Slardar, he'll be a lot more effective in these team fights too.
He does have it now.
Oh, he does have it. At the same time, Blizzy did get a Basher. But it feels like the last two items we talked about, the PA's Basher is more effective than the Spectres for the most part. And I feel like this BKB from the Slardar is going to make a big difference in fights, and I'm not sure if this Basher will do the same for Blizzy. Just having a little bit of fun right now with this Rolling Thunder. He's preparing to actually let it go if the enemy team does tread into this high ground. Navi, you're just holding it for now.
I can still hear it in the distance.
Old Chicken.
Just bouncing up and down.
Gonna get him popped here. He can't pop the BKB, but he gets hexed up first. They're going to make sure the Shadow Shaman isn't able to get further control over the PA. Jump in the back line. They're going to be able to take out the Jakiro. Stormseer is committed for those supports as best as possible, but he's running a little bit low on mana, and that's why he's going to TP out. He does so successfully.
That's both the supports, though, pop.
Oh, they're thinking about going for it. The Glimpse back here. Static Storm on Old 11. And Crystallize knows he's tanky enough to take the front line, especially with Magical coming back into this engagement.
They're pinging. It looks like they want to continue the chase, but just not enough reach. They didn't kill the Storm. They did buy back on a Chu. They did buy back on a Dark. We look at the gold change.
It's those BKBs, right? Like, they needed a dream kind of start where you pop your BKBs and you're killing something important. Because the way that fight started with the PA just kind of rolling up and getting hexed immediately, they had to go for the Shadow Shaman, and that's just not the way you want to be able to go for that engagement.
I don't know how much I love Jakiro, Wyvern as a support duo. Like, both seem to lack a little bit of damage.
Neither one has this easy instant disable. You have Winter's Curse, but we've seen in both games that the Winter's Curse can be used for bad at times if you just snap Judgment, use it.
Yeah. You got to be able to protect your supports in Dota 2. Because Dota 2, like, when it comes to the team fights, it's almost always going to come down to how many numbers you have. Like, being able to go 5-on-3, you know, like we saw in the engagement by the Shrine, you can just kind of refresh through stuff.
Yo, that man's level 25.
Yeah, he's massive.
He's got the triple Stifling Daggers now. So at the same time, like, this is a massive upgrade for him, but it's also PA kind of reaching a peak. Like, she straight up has reached a peak and that she can't get any more levels, but she's also maxing out in items as well. She still has the Aegis, though. That's why Old Chicken is leading the way, just like he did last time. That team fight didn't go the best for Keen Gaming, but they're hoping that they'll be able to catch Navi by surprise for this next one.
Yeah, they're showing the Ember, especially going to roll him towards bottom lane.
Navi, dude, they're so good at always being able to just play defensively around high grounds. They do it all the time. That's how they almost beat Mineski, that one game where they had the Monkey King. AC next for Slardar, but he's obviously a ways away from it.
And that's going to be the Aegis fading, which might prompt Navi to get aggressive again, as their once pretty good lead, all of a sudden it's going to cut to about half. And in fact, it's just going to go the other way now. As Keen, once again, take the advantage.
Old 11 really building into a sort of semi-carry build with his AC, but he also didn't go the night vision. He went for the lifesteal.
That's surprising, especially considering I think like he's their really like their by far their best way to start fights.
Yeah, and I think they need information in these engagements, right? They want to jump the Storm, they want to jump the Pango, they want to stop these heroes before they get their jump of some kind, before Rolling Thunder goes off, or where Storm jumps to the back line. But instead, I mean, now he's got almost 50% lifesteal. He's going to be hexed up immediately here. Spectre's going to pop his ultimate. They're going to get the lockdown, but the Cold Embrace goes. Look at that. Magical immediately finds the Winter Wyvern. Like always, that's the thanks of the Spectre, but he doesn't actually kill him in time, and now they're going to have the Winter's Curse. The Spectre not really laying that much damage. It's only into an illusion. Old 11 trying to get that bash onto Magical. Does manage to get one, but he's still too tanky. Another big swashbuckle hit is going to be able to silence up the Ember Spirit. He's dead. Here comes the buybacks. They need to be able to finish off Magical. They do manage to do so. Locking down another one. They're going to be able to try and go for Crystallize up next. Crystallize, that disarm on so many heroes.
They know Storm's coming.
Alive, and Storm's almost here. They got a bash on him and a grab.
He's gone.
What happened? He disappeared. He Houdini'd out of the building.
That was so unlucky for him. Old Chicken just blew him up. We didn't even see him.
He got bashed and crit, and that's all, folks.
He just got wiped off. I was like, they're going to turn this fight. This is so sick. And this is why Keen decided to split up. The timing of their split, so that everyone didn't just get hit by that, they sense it. They're like, Storm bot back, guys. He's going to TP to this tier 2 and just all in try to save his Spectre. And now it puts them in such a precarious position because you don't have buyback on your Storm for 74 seconds.
That's going to be a lane of Rax.
I mean, most likely, you have to be careful here. You have 3
You
dead.
get 2? You can get 2 lanes of Rax.
This is... Oh, my.
What a dramatic turn.
There's no buyback on Spectre. Storm's dead for 50. Pango himself just can't defend. You're going to probably get double racks here. They're pinging this PA with the Deso. Takes this so quickly. She's got Vlad's Aura on her too. That one fight, I mean, it turned around so much.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom
And now it's going to be a 7K lead. Navi,
is falling.
really dominant mid-game.
Yeah.
Now turns into this, where 40 minutes in, Keen have just wrested control away from them. And I'm not even really sure how it happened. It was just that shrine fight, I guess, where they decided to all-in fight around the shrine.
I mean, they had so much control of the game before that point.
There's just no need to take an engagement like that.
Yeah.
That's the best part about being ahead, is that you can always dictate where you're going to take the fights. I think they were just so cocky because they weren't losing fights by any degree.
Right.
They were like, whoa, we're really far ahead. But essentially having like 2 lives to work with, that's what the Shrine does for you in that situation. Now they're going to get another Aegis, this time in the hands of the Ember Spirit.
Oh, the roll in Magical.
Can you imagine if he just got Slight Chains right there?
Yeah, I mean, that would be the game. It would be over.
Instead, they're going to march down this top lane.
So 7,000 turns to 11,000 as they not just get 2 lanes of Rax.
The PA
Shrine,
cleave, by the
now
way.
Roshan.
When they all stacked up was so huge.
Gee, yeah.
This, okay. You can no longer fight Old Chicken. He is very close to the complete 6 slot, which is the Abyssal Blade. And this is an expensive 6 slot too, with the Abyssal going into the Satanic. This isn't one of those like, I've got drums and an Atos.
Yeah. And nobody's got like Lincolns to stop this. So pretty much the PA pops BKB, jumps you, abyssals you. Whoever he's jumping is probably dead. And that means a lot for these heroes like the Storm Spirit, who's
Look how quickly they take towers. They're just going to keep going for it. And Navi,
Yeah, don't stop.
They've done this before. Being
Yo,
caught outside their base, you guys
Navi.
have to come back.
You gotta get in position. They're gonna show up now with Crystallize, but double Siege Wagons plus the minus armor from this Desolator. Now Blizzy's gonna start getting a little bit of harassment damage, which might force Keen back.
Still, more than half damage onto this tower. Siege Wagon doing so much for them. And this is your last Rax. I don't think you can afford this kind of damage to just come onto your Rax.
Crystallize really wants them to go on him.
Yes.
He's got the buyback.
That's why he's saving. He wants to be able to get gone on, get everyone really low, buy back, haunt back in, all in for that fight.
Yeah. And that's why Keen are loath to jump him. They understand. They're gonna back up. And wait for a better opportunity. They've also got to defend mid. Somebody's got to deal with that. There is a range Rax under attack. Level 25 almost there for the Ember Spirit, which is a big upgrade, who has so many items to fit in.
Do you remember when they were like going high ground and they took a tier 3 and they were up like AK gold and Navi was just like rolling and they felt really good?
I was talking about the game pretty much being over and you were just like making sure we did go all in.
I was like, I mean, I always want to leave at least like a 10% wiggle room chance.
Yeah.
I feel like as a commentator, you just have to do that because I mean, how many games have we casted? Like 1,000. We had to have seen better, like bigger comebacks than this. But it did feel like Navi. You could see it on their faces. Like they thought they were just rolling. They're like, we're
laughing, having a good time, won a team fight. Look at us going high ground with a Spectre Storm at like 30 minutes. Now we've got an Aeon Disc for the Ember Spirit as well as the Winter Wyvern, and that one's pretty important because it seems like the lockdown of the Winter's Curse. I mean, it sets him into the Ice Path, the Crush from the Slardar. He also gets Corrosive Haze during the Winter's Curse.
I will say there's a downside of giving the Ember the Aegis is that they don't feel really comfortable allowing the PA to just like walk up the high ground and hit the tower.
Yeah.
So they're allowing E to do it, which is a little bit slower, but now they're going to start going in.
Jump in. That's going to be the Antisk of Kaka. And the glimpse back on Old Chicken. He pops his BKB afterwards, but he turns around and goes for Blizzy. But Blizzy had the ghost after he didn't actually get bursted on in time. There's going to be Shackles in the back line here, but there's going to be the Storm Spirit going for the supports, but he ran into an ice path. He has to jump away to the fountain now. Crystallize, who has the corrosive haze on him, can still fight his Old Chicken. He sees him kind of low, but then realizes, no, I can't take that. Old Chicken's too big. What am I doing here? He buys back now, and they may still be able to hold. He actually cancels his TP. Blizzy can buy back as well. Guys, this is going to be Megas.
Friends?
You have to defend this. And Keen Gamer going to force those buybacks out of him. He's going to throw the silence onto the Ember Spirit. The Ember Spirit's low enough. They do take away that Aegis, and the PA is at half health. But now, with all 11 jumping back in, they've got the lockdown on. The Spectre gets blown out. He had half HP, and a crit is all it takes. Storm jumps away again. He's just got to keep poking at Keen and somehow force him out of the base because it's 2 minutes left till the Spectre's here. But now he no longer has Blizzy as well. Blizzy's dead for 2 minutes. Magical is back to the fountain again. He's got to keep doing this time and time again if he hopes to be able to stop Keen from claiming this Megas. A glimpse back, pull him in, try and get him with the Storm Spirit as best as possible. Jakiro buys back, knowing that they can just end the game right now if they can get the Megas, but pulling him back in the fountain, it doesn't matter. Old Chicken doesn't get a damn about your fountain. Look at him standing inside of your base. Call GG, Navi. It's over. Keen Gaming make the comeback and are heading to the grand finals.
And that was done in such a hurry. All it took was 2 fights for them to effectively win that game. When they had the opportunity to win fights, Cap, they were so decisive with it. They took everything from Navi.
They had control of this game. It looked like they could have forced it to a game 3, but Keen Gaming, we say they played fast. And it seemed like they got shut down, but it only took one mistake. And that's the thing, Dota, it's a game of mistakes, man. There's all over the place. There's always something to be able to take advantage of. And Keen Gaming read those mistakes and push it to a limit. They punish you so hard by playing so fast.
I mean, you do have to give a lot of credit to Navi. I mean, I felt like they made a lot of growth in this tournament, a lot of strides.
I mean, this is a Navi roster that it's a pleasure to watch, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they grow as a team heading into TI. Feel like this is just the beginning of a story for them as we're going to go to the stage now with Airy as Keen Gaming.
Thank you very much, Cap Blitz. I'm here with Kaka with that win over Navi. That game too, it looks like Navi had it. What happened? What did they change, and how did they stick to it and focus to eventually come back and win?
在第2场的时候，前期Navi 取得了很大的优势，后面我们怎么就调整自己，然后专注游戏，最后赢得了比赛。
我觉得我们需要一些关键装吧，比方说 BKB， 然后当我们拿到 BKB 的时候，我们就有机会能打赢这波团战。
He think we need some key items like BKB, and when we get BKB, so we can win a team fight.
And he certainly did that. Also, Navi actually knocked you down to the lower bracket. What did you guys adjust to eventually beat them for this series?
Navi 把我们打到败者组，然后我们怎么就赢了这场比赛？
就是我们有BB 上的一些调整和一些战术的应对吧。
We had some discussion and we adjusted our draft.
And you certainly did that very, very well. Kaka, congratulations. You move on to face Mineski. for the grand finals. Keen Gaming, thank you very much, Kaka. Thank you very much, FYMS. We're gonna be right back. We have the grand final Mumbai. Are you guys ready for this? We will be having that right after the break.